Today on Plague Daily, we will be meeting with two very important people about the new disease that has been circling around Western Europe. These guests include Midwife Wood and the one and only God. Now, this has been here since about 1348, from what we can tell. Now, where do you think this disease came from, Wood?
Thank you for having me on your show, Henry. And as to your question, a lot of people have different opinions of where the plague came from, but one of the main ones is that God has placed it upon this earth as punishing us for sinning. He could have done this in many ways, such as poisoning the water or poisoning the travelers so they could spread it easily among the people.
Wait. Let me get this straight. You're telling me that our Lord has put this upon us because we're sinners? Well, personally, I know some people who haven't sinned at all in their life, and now they're sick and dying. So how do you explain that?
Well, I'm not saying that I believe this, but this is what most people think.
Okay, I understand that. So let's go see what our other guest, God, has to say about this. So, God, what do you think about all this talk?
Well, one day I woke up and this stuff was happening, so I just kind of took responsibility for it all. But I really didn't know what was going on. I mean, yeah, I might have been wanting to punish the people, but I wouldn't have done it like this.
You heard it here first, folks. That's right. God just admitted to not causing the plague, and
Hold up a minute. God, we both know that you did this to us. You killed 25 million people.
Oh no, you ain't talking to me like that. I bet by the end of the day you'll be sick too.
Wait, you can control it?
Why do you think it was me who did this? Why not suspect the travelers coming back on the ships?
you heard it here first, folks. It came from the traveler.
I'm astounded that you would do such an irresponsible act of destruction. You know this has killed 2/3 of Europe, and the pain it must cause people to have their lungs fill up, and the welts that must be so painful. Not to mention the high fever, dark blotches, vomiting blood, swollen lymph glands, and hallucinations.
Yeah, well, they deserved it for sinning.
Not all of them have sinned. The Pope has never sinned in his life, and now he's come down with the fever. Just because the flagellants believe that everyone has sinned doesn't mean that they have. They actually whip themselves to reenact the crucifixion of Christ.
Whoa, ladies. Calm down. We don't need to bring those extremists into this mess.
Shut up. This is important, and all you care about is the views. People are dying within 3 days of getting the plague, and you're here acting as if it was a joke?
Want to know how I spread it so fast?
Fine, how do you do it?
Well, I put it on the fleas, which are carried by the rats, who spread it to people.
That's a very interesting way of spreading the disease. How did you come up with this?
Well, at first I was going to use birds, but fleas can get closer to humans.
But think about all the doctors, all the people that help the sick become sick. People are just locking their sick children away from them until they die. And no one's working anymore, so the crops are going unharvested, which after this, no one will have any food.
I don't think anyone will survive that long. Isn't this the end of the world?
Well, actually, the world is way bigger than you think.
Why would you create a plague that cannot be cured? I know it can't be cured because I've tried everything we could think of, like using herbal remedies, making people eat crushed emeralds. We did that whole chicken thing, and I even tried to kill the Jews.
Killing Jews? Don't you think that's a little bit extreme? How would that help anything?
Well, we all know that they're associated with the devil, so they could have brought this upon us.
Well, if you continue doing that, there won't be any Jews left after this is all over. That is, if it ends.
Well, actually, since I'm God, I've seen what happened in the future, and the world in my eyes turns out a lot better. For example, feudalism ends, new ideas and inventions are formed, therefore advancing humankind. The middle class will grow, and the peasant people become richer and better off all around. And best of all, there will be more gods that I will be able to rule.
You heard it here first, folks. This is the God of all gods. You heard it here first, folks. This is the God of all gods.
Let's not assume that, okay? Okay.
Anyway, what about this whole Lubeck guy? He's been very controversial lately.
Well, he paints what most people are just too afraid to say. He depicts pictures of high-ranking people, such as the king and pope, being taken away by death to show that no one is safe.
Personally, I think he's just some crazy old guy.
You know what? I don't care if you're a god. I'm still gonna slap you for that.
I ought to smite you for that.
Ladies, let's just continue. Okay, so say I have this illness. How long would it take to kill me?
Well, I would say it.
Let me just cut you off there. For most cases, I've seen people die within 24 hours, but there are some rare cases where the people have actually lived for up to 3 days.
Well, that's about our time, folks. I've been your host, Henry, and until next time...